It's gold time. Well, we knew it was coming. This is the stage where you gotta buy upgrades. At least I had to. I had to buy 3 series of gold upgrades, and then I bought the subsequent R upgrades. So I bought drivetrain, body, and exhaust. Now, time is not the problem with this stage. You could stay behind the bot that I'm coming up on now and still finish with time. The hard part is hitting the speed requirement. Even with these upgrades, it is still pretty hard. I still had to draft off somebody. Now you might have noticed I just went off track a little bit. This did say no off track, but again, they're giving us about a full second of off track, and I really appreciate that. So it's a hard stage, and some people would say, well, it was only 80 gold to skip. Why did you spend 240? That's because I've got all of day 7 to go yet. I was a little bit frustrated because I went and did stage 6.3 and 6.4 with just our upgrades. It wasn't that hard for me, but I could not make this work with our upgrades. I tried for 2 to 3 hours. All sorts of strategies, everything I could think of. If someone else figures it out, that's great. But I'm still expecting more difficulty on day 7. So the guy in front of me is the guy that I am going to draft off of. You could pass him, and then there's an Aston Martin Vulcan and some sort of a Koenigsegg that you would have to contend with. I did have one successful run when I went with those guys, and then I was stupid trying to wind down my clock and wound it down to 0. Oh, I felt bad. It took me another 20-30 minutes to do this one. So here we go. There's my draft, and then I'm going to get in front of him, get him to push me a little bit, and then I have to drive head on into the wall. So the other difficulty is controlling the bounce off of the wall. If you hit head on, my back end was still on the track, so that was okay. But you can go flying, you can end up totally sideways. So I'm not gonna waste too much time. Okay, going. Let's see here, even that's a little bit close. And here's a funny blooper reel. Watch what happens. That's pretty funny, nice and airborne. And there you go, there's my upgrades. I hope some of these tips help you. It is a pretty difficult stage, and I would recommend at least the upgrades I used.